Tonight, former Louisville police officer Brent Hankinson is on trial for his actions in the raid that left Breonna Taylor dead. But the prosecution made it clear in her opening arguments that Hankinson is not on trial for Taylor's death.
This is not a case to decide who is responsible for the death of Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor should not have died that night.
Hankinson is facing 3 charges of wanton endangerment for firing shots into a neighboring apartment. His shots did not hit Taylor, but it's the only prosecution from the raid that killed her. For years, attorneys for the Taylor family have said this isn't enough.
The wanton endangerment charge, it just doesn't make sense when you think about they had wanton endangerment for the white neighbor's apartment, the bullets going there, but not for the bullets going into Breonna Taylor's body.
That white neighbor taking the stand today, telling the jury just how close those bullets were.
So this shot here, I believe, is the one that was inches away from hitting me.
Defense attorney Stewart defending his client's actions, saying they were in a, quote, chaotic situation.
But he was firing in the direction of that as he was taught to do. You're taught to shoot until the threat is stopped.
That threat was part of a raid that took place in March of 2020. Police had a no-knock warrant and busted into Taylor's home seeking evidence in a narcotics investigation. Her boyfriend fired a shot, saying he believed it to be a home invasion. No drugs were found, but an unarmed Taylor was fatally shot by police. The case sparked national outrage in the summer of 2020 as the country grappled with race and policing. Taylor's family settled with the city of Louisville for $12 million. But then, the absence of criminal prosecution for any of the shots fired at Taylor has both members of the community and some legal experts saying true accountability is out of reach.
A prosecutor could come back and reevaluate Breonna Taylor's case, but they probably will not. This probably will be it. And again, this isn't justice for Breonna Taylor. This is justice for Breonna Taylor's neighbors.
All right, Ron Allen joins us live tonight. Ron, so many in that community very upset about this. A lot of controversy surrounding this case. Explain to our viewers what prosecutors are up against in this case.
Well, they're trying to prove that there was reckless endangerment in the way that Hankinson fired his weapon, that he fired it recklessly. But as you heard in this piece, the Taylor family, her supporters, are very angry that there is no charge against any officer in connection with firing shots at her and her boyfriend, shots that killed her. And they don't see how this makes any sense. But this is the result of a grand jury process. The grand jury looked at the case, they looked at the allegations, and this is what they came back with. And there was a lot of controversy surrounding that. There's more fallout from this case. Hankinson and 2 other officers who were most involved have been fired or forced to resign. The city of Louisville and the state of Kentucky now have more restrictions and new laws governing no-knock warrants. And the federal government, the Department of Justice, has a top-to-bottom investigation of the Louisville Police Department underway, one of these so-called pattern and practices or pattern and practice investigations, looking at everything that they do and whether or not it's discriminatory in any way as well. But most legal experts we talk to say that it's very unlikely that there will be any court proceeding, any sort of process where anyone is held directly accountable for killing Breonna Taylor.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.